Hello everyone, my name is Itzia and today I will be presenting my major artwork titled Every Dot Tells a Story, One Little Dot Can Become Anything. So this artwork was inspired by a book The Dot, and the story follows a young girl named Voici who believes that she cannot draw. However, her teacher encouraged her to simply make one dot, and from that one small mark, Vasti discovers her self confidence and realizes that everyone can be creative. So this powerful message inspired me to create an artwork that demonstrates how one small dot can become many different things through imagination. So my artwork combines both visual arts and media arts, making it suitable as a teaching resource for young children in an early childhood setting. So the main message I wanted to communicate is that creativity begins with one simple idea. In in the book, the writer reminds children that there is no right or wrong way to create art. Every child has their own imagination and every artwork is unique. Instead of copying the illustration from the book, I extended the idea by showing the one dot can become many different objects found in nature and everyday life. This reflects the importance of encouraging children to explore, experiment, and express themselves confidently. So, explaining my artwork at the center of the artwork is a large red circle containing the words "One little dot can become anything." So, this circle represents the beginning of every creative journey. From the center, colorful dotted pathway. Can you see the pathway? Spread in different direction. Each pathway leads to different pictures. So you can see the red dot. I made a strawberry, love heart, apples, and from green dot I made trees. From yellow dot I made bees and sun, like that. So these images shows that one simple dot can develop into many creative ideas. I intentionally choose familiar objects because they are meaningful and easily recognized by young children. And the colorful dot filling the background symbolize endless imagination, and there is no empty space because creativity has no limits. And the artwork encourages children to think beyond what they see and imagine what their own dots will become. So, in these visual arts elements, my artwork demonstrates several important visual art elements, such as firstly, I used color. Brightly primary and secondary color created an exciting and cheerful atmosphere that attracts children's attention. The color also help each object stand out clearly. And secondly, I used line, and I used the dotted lines connected the central circle to each picture. This line guided the viewer's eyes around the artwork and create movement. Thirdly, I used a shape. Most shapes are organic because they represent objects from nature such as flowers, trees, and insects. And circular shapes demonstrate the artwork of to reinforce the idea that everything begins with a dot. Another important element is pattern. Hundreds of repeated dots created rhythm and repetition throughout the composition. Pattern makes the artwork visually engaging and reinforce the main concept. The artwork demonstrates textures. I painted the artwork using oil paints and paint brushes, allowing visible brush strokes and layer of paint to create texture. So children can observe how paint can create different visual effects. The artwork also demonstrates balance. Although the objects are different size, they are evenly distributed around the page, to create an informal balance. Finally, emphasis is created through the large red circle in the center. It immediately becomes the focal point before the viewer explores the surrounding image. And for medium styles and techniques, the artwork was created using oil paints, paint brushes, black permanent markers, and white papers. Oil paint allows me to produce rich, vibrant colors while creating visible brushstrokes that added depth to the artwork, and black marker was used to outline each picture clearly. And my artwork is inspired by contemporary children's illustration, especially Peter H. Reynolds' expressive artistic style. It also draws inspiration from pointillism, where images are formed using many dots. Rather than following traditional pointillism exactly, I adapted this technique into a child-friendly style suitable for early childhood education. And the artwork also reflects process art because the focus is on creativity, experimentation, and exploration rather than creating a perfect picture. So some techniques I use are layer painting, sorry, brush painting, layering paint, outlining, color blending, repetition, composition, and freehand illustration. So for media art, in addition to visual art, this assessment includes a media art component. Throughout the creative process, I recorded a time-lapse video documenting my participation, and the video shows each stage of creating the artwork, including drawing, painting, adding dots, all. And I edited the video by adding transition, titles, background music, and narration. And media arts allows the audience to understand not only finished artwork but also the creative journey behind it, and it also demonstrates how digital technologies can communicate ideas and tell stories. So using this artwork was designed as teaching resources for young children. After reading the dot, I will display the artwork and encourage children to observe it carefully. This one. Then I will ask open-ended questions such as, what did you notice? And what pictures can you see here? And which one is your favorite? And how do you think this dot become a pictures? And what would you on dot become, like what can you make from the dot? I will ask this type of question, and then children will then create their own artwork beginning with one painted dot, and each children would transport their dot into something completely different using their imagination. And these activities supports creativity, confidence, communication, fine motor development, and artistic expression. It also aligns with early year learning framework with encouraging children's agency, identity, confidence, and learning to play. So creating this artwork helped me appreciate that art is out of imagination. It's about imagination rather than perfection. At first, I was focused on making everything look perfect. However, after reflecting on the dot, I realized the most important part of creating art is having the confidence to begin. The repeated dots reminded me that every creative journey starts with one small step, and this experience has also helped me understand how visual arts and media arts can work together to inspire young children. And as a future early childhood educator, I want to create an environment where children can feel safe to explore and experiment and experience themselves without worrying about making mistakes. So, in conclusion, my artwork, every doll tells a story, demonstrate that creativity begins with one simple work. Thank you for listening.